Hi, I'm Jacob Chaban. Today I'm going to be talking about the evolution of drums, from the first drum to the modern drum set. Please hold any questions or comments until the end. The first drum was found in the Temple of Ur, and it was found by excavations. They discovered art and a drum that dated back to 2500 BC. And with this, they gained the knowledge of how the culture was, and they learned that the culture played music, and they used music in their everyday life, and they used it for ceremonies and rituals. Drums have been used for communication throughout history, as well as entertainment. Now I'm going to dissect the drums a little bit. The bass drum is the first part I want to talk about. The bass drum started in Africa and Central America. A tribe called the Garifuna people, they invented a similar version of the bass drum where they use their hands, and the drums are made out of a hardwood, which is mahogany, and the skin part is made out of animal skin, which most of the drums in this time period and the next time periods will be made out of animal skin. Next, the bass drum goes to Europe and Turkey. And in Turkey, the bass drum changes from using your hands to using a stick or a mallet, and is beaten with the mallet. And this particular mallet has a name. It is called the tomak. The tomak has a small curve at the end, and again, the drum is made out of animal skin. It's just used in a different way, but it's still used for ceremonies and entertainment, much like the Garfundi people, or Garfuna. The snare drum is next. The snare drum, like the bass, made its way to Europe, and these first started out in a primitive form called the knacker. The knacker came in pairs. It was made out of animal skin, and it was a hollowed out bowl shape. It was used with 2 sticks, unlike the other drums, which was used with hands or a mallet. These innovations led up to the Swiss Army using these on their hip at a 45-degree angle. And they would use a traditional grip, which is demonstrated as such. And they would come up with flans, and they would come up with different rudiments. And they led to what we use today. And they were used in marching for the army, usually played to a fife. Next are the toms. Toms took place in Eastern Asia. The toms from China were highly decorated. They were used, they were tacked down instead of tied down like the earlier drums, and that led no room for the stretching of the skin, and the sound that was produced was unchangeable. And they used them in groups, ensembles, and they would play them during festivals and rituals, and for entertainment. Cymbals are the next, and they were first used in the Ottoman Empire in Turkey in 1299 AD. They were used for rituals and entertainment, much like any of the other parts of the drum. In the late 20th century, the drum set started to take shape. It started out as a trap kit, which trap is short for contraption, and they named it that because all of the drums came together, and they used various, they didn't just use the snare, the bass, the toms. They used anything they could find to make a unique sound. And this is where the foot pedal came in for the bass drum. And this allowed for one person to play many different drums and cymbals, unlike before where they had to use ensembles to get the sound they wanted. And through time it came to the drum set we know today. These are my references that I used. Joshua J. Mark was used for the first drum. Shaheen Mahari was used for the information, and also on the information for the excavations. And Alexander Hambley was used for information on the bass drum. And that's it. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very interesting. Mhm.